Ba 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 ba. Yep. No idea what to do. I guess what I should do is probably continue just to fight my way through the various ruins and forts and stuff. I mean, the thing that worries me when I start to do this is, like, I've started to do it systematically. And, like, I know I'm gonna end up writing down, like, each fort to make sure that I've done it or not. And then I'm gonna end up, like, comparing them against everyone, and then I'm gonna end up having ran every single one of them. Like... And I mean, I guess I should do that. But, like... I don't want to do that. The Brina Cross Inn? Oh, but that's the Brenna. And this is the Brina. And then there's that, is like as much time as I put into the game and the character and everything else, like I'd go through every cave, I guess, and then ruin and everything else, like I mean, I really don't think that I'm going. Because, you know, it is mostly just more of the same after a certain point. But then there's that too, is like, you kinda can't, like, expect... You kinda can't expect that, like, every single cave has, like, a special unique item in it. Because that would kinda take away from the specialness or the uniqueness of every item. It's a wolf. Roar. What, do I have armor on me? From last time I did something? No. Blurg. 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 I mean, I know this sounds kind of like a not very smart thing to say, but ogres are really tough. Like, I mean, like, I'm surprised by it because, again, I go through and do everything with magic. Which, another perspective on that whole thing is, like, you know, a few things. I could imagine people that have to do ogre quests, like, groaning because, I gotta deal with ogres now, like, you know, people that just did. And if I were to guess, there's probably just more ogres in here. You know, I guess that would be the easiest way to do every one of these things, every one of these caves. Like, I don't think I've been in here. No, I haven't. Is rather than just arbitrarily pick a thing to do and then write it down on the list and then have it not be sorted or anything. I mean, there's so many of them that I'm kind of tempted to even write a simple program for my own usage to go in and, like, you know, take the stuff off the thing, because if I can find a list somewhere on the internet of all the different stuff, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily have to write a program. And the point of the program would be is that it automatically alphabetizes everything for me. But you know what? I just remembered that Notepad++ has a thing that already does that. It sorts every line, every carriage return. Every time you hit enter in a list, you can sort them alphabetically. And I learned that from doing that thing for No Man's Sky. I mean, since this is kind of like a not comprehensive approach to the playthrough, and I never did specify that I was going to do, like, absolutely everything in the thing. I've already done most of them. And since it's not like a show or a series that has, like, a definitive end to it, I mean, at any point I could just tack on another video that, I felt like doing this today in Oblivion kind of thing. Which I still have all the Shivering Isles stuff to do. And I'm more convincing myself of that than anything else, like. Milady. Ha 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 ha. Jokes. Yeah. Malada. No, but that would probably be the easiest way to do it, is to just get a list and alphabetize it using Notepad++, because that was the whole reason of me using the program, is in something simple like Visual Studio or .NET. I mean, I'm pretty sure even in Visual C, like, even in those simple, well, relatively simple programming languages, like, all you do, you can add, like, is there another one? Or is that the same one? It's the same one. The whole purpose of me using the program was to just to sort the list, but then, no, I could do that in Notepad++. Sorted is an object option. Dead. But yeah, if I just had a alphabetized list and then put like a dash in front of every name as they went through and completed it. It's a wolf. You know, I'm kind of tempted. I don't know if the wolf is gonna be... Where's the frenzy? Well, I don't know if this is gonna work. I don't know if it's gonna be level 25 or higher or not. Because I am. Oh crap, not me. Doesn't this frenzy spell have an invisibility component to it? I wanted it to attack the deer. Which, where did the deer go? Here's a deer. It's not the deer, but... Go get him, deer. Get him. Fight him. Not me. You're supposed to get the wolf. I think he's gonna go get the wolf. Or she. Oh, poor deer. Yeah, because the other way that I was gonna go about doing the whole thing by map location. Boom, 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 ow. The wolves. It tells me I can't go this way, like, already? I mean, I'm not by the edge. And it's got like a whole bunch of extra stuff on the map. I guess not. That's kind of disappointing. Well, not really disappointing so much as unexpected. Like, now see, it's letting me go this way. I thought they had like cut off this whole section here. And why am I doing this? Is it important? No, because I gotta. That's why. Meow meow. I guess it sees me. Meow 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 meow. Meow 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 meow. Meow 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 meow. Wow 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 wow. Get your cats. Again with the angry kitty cat. No cat, no. Hey, hey. Meow, 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 meow. What, again with this? I mean, I know, like, it's supposed to, like, maintain the immersion of the game, but it'd be so nice if there was a visible border. You know what, I think I've said the same thing, and now I can't remember if the thing that I was hoping was real was actually real, which was... Did I ever find a way to turn on the visible border? Like, is that even a thing? And I can't remember if it is or not. Like, it would be real nice if I... Like this? Like, there's still all this whole thing over here, like... Why would the border be there? Tinder polypore cap. There's a bunch of them. Is it a bear? Yeah. Oh. That's interesting. Yeah, so another odd chest just sitting out here in the mountains. Then there's like a hit or miss on like thinking about all of the locations in the game. I mean, it could either be exactly the thing that I hope that it is, and it's just every list, you know, every location listed out alphabetically on some website somewhere, or there's gonna be like 10 extra steps to assemble it into a list. I mean, I'm kind of hoping that it, you know, I just go to the wiki page and it's got every location or every cave or everything else. Like, and I was trying to talk myself out of doing it, but I think anybody that's ever played these games has a somewhat of a feeling like it's the same reason that I never finished the main quest line, is kind of don't want the game to end, kind of thing. Like, and then there's a feeling of like, with these kind of games, and not just these kind of games, but most games that have armor and leveling and everything else, like, you spend all that time on a character, and you finally beat the game and your character is like super OP kind of thing, and you have nothing to do with it. And then on the one hand, it could be argued that, you know, leveling in the journey is part of the fun. You know, and then on the other hand, it could be like, yeah, why is that fun? You put all that time into getting your character to be like crazy, stupid, powerful, and then you hurt whatever, like, you have nothing to do with the character you put all that time in with, like. But that is kind of the crux of the problem with games that have you progress and level a character. And even in like an arbitrary way with, like, you know, something with like Terraria, where your character doesn't have a level per se, it's just based on the type of gear that you have, kind of thing, like. But even still, like with games that approach it that way, you put in all that time and then you kill the Moon Lord and then nothing to do with him. Using my godlike power to pick mushrooms off of trees in the abandoned mountains. It is pretty though. Yeah, and there really is just a whole bunch of nothing up here. I guess maybe head back south. But then there's that though too, is like, if your character was permanently overpowered from like the start of the game, then why even bother having levels at all? I mean, starting out weak and progressing to being super powerful is like, but then like, there's the relative nature of the problem is like, how do you reconcile it relatively? Like, I mean, even if your character's numbers are super stupid high, but like they're still just slightly higher than whatever creatures you're fighting, then I mean, on the surface level, like numerically, yeah, sure, those are really high numbers, but relatively, no, it's still about the same. And I can't think of a way to get out around that. And then games like, and this is not a derogatory thing toward World of Warcraft, but like then games like World of Warcraft, it's kind of the same thing, like, your levels don't really matter that much. I mean, they kind of used to, where you kind of had like spell ranks and you had to pay attention to that kind of thing, and like, you know, part of being good at the game was, you know, swapping out your level 1 spell for a level 2 spell and being aware enough to do that kind of thing. The most moves. But then it's just like, once you hit a certain level, then it's just gear based, right? And then your gear is supposed to reflect how good you are at playing the game because of how strong you're supposed to be. Like, I mean, you know, well, not strong in the game, but like how strong your ability to do the same repetitive stuff over and over again without making mistakes. And then there's that perspective is, I'm kind of looking at it like a problem to be solved kind of thing, and the more and more I think about it, the more and more I don't think there's a problem or a solution to the imagined problem. It is kind of just how it is, like, but that's only if you look at it, but that's how I'm looking at it. Like, I'm not looking at the current state of things as a problem to be solved so much as trying to figure out a new way to approach the whole thing. like a new valid way to approach the whole thing, like. Because if you took that same principle of like adding an expansion to a game, like in World of Warcraft, like you put all that time in and you level your character, which again the level doesn't really matter. You get all the gear, all the end game raid gear and everything. And you compare that same abstract principle to like Oblivion, right? Or Morrowind or any Elder Scrolls game. And that transition from where you were the max level and the best gear from the end game of the previous expansion, I mean, wouldn't that just be restarting the whole cycle again? Like if you just added an expansion pack to Oblivion that made all your current power levels or whatever, like, you know, you added significantly stronger creatures with crazy health pools and everything else, like. Oh, I think it's air conditioner time. Oh no, it's not like a full bore buzzer, just a slight buzzing. Yep, found a cave. Yeah, I mean, then there's that, as you would think that if it were possible, you know, a way would have been found to do the thing that I'm talking about by now, like. And not just with this game, but as many games as there are, as long as people have been making games. But that isn't necessarily true, because if you think about stuff like, well, people said, you know, humans would never fly. You know, like, you know, airplanes are a thing. I mean, but in this case, this particular case that I'm talking about, I don't think that it's possible. I can't figure out, like, how can you have it both ways? Like, how can your character be OP and reward you for putting in that much time into the game, and yet still provide a challenge that keeps you interested and gives you stuff to do? I mean, because if you reduce the required skill level to do something to where everything's super easy because your relative skill level in the game is so much higher than whatever you're doing, like, you can pretty much speed run it, but then it just becomes the same thing happens when you run out of content again.
That's the best you can do. There. Yeah. This is the part where you fall down and bleed to death.
You might be right.
I'm gonna hack you to pieces. like a pregnant cat. You'll never take me down. You move like a pregnant cow. You move like a pregnant cow. Die, Kurt. Today you die.
Did I get disarmed? Oh, I did. I was trying to disarm her. Yeah, I mean, the thing that I'm kind of talking about is kind of like changing the fundamentals of way like ratios work. Would be like the best practical example of the abstract concept that I'm talking about, as far as, you know, the abstract across games kind of thing. Because you're pretty much only ever going to be relatively overpowered, and that's pretty much just how it goes. Like,
You elves are all the same, all flash and no fury. You move like a pregnant cow. Do your worst.
ooh,
You move like a pregnant cow.
she got me again. You know, but then there's that. I mean, if you can't fix what isn't broken, as far as your relative ratio to being overpowered or underpowered goes, then the only real solution would be lack of content for whatever, you know, your favorite version of a game would be. And I think we're kind of approaching the solution to that. Is if every single aspect of a game was generated, and I mean, I know people's tendency to like quickly want to say artificially intelligent generated. No, it could just be procedurally. But see, then that's kind of the thing, is it would almost resemble an AI in the sense that, like, I'm going all the way down to, like, you know, the atomic level of creating games kind of thing. Is like, you know, well, that's kind of the other part of that though too, is it would have to kind of resemble something that we could understand, kind of thing, like all the way back to the Sheogorath rant. Which is why I don't say, you know, artificial intelligence, but procedurally generated, in the sense that, I mean, AI can you can just pick a direction and set an AI to go in that direction. And it's like we don't have to be able to understand what it produced, kind of thing. Like imagine an alternate reality where the physics were different on a fundamental level, like, and it worked relative to itself, but it's not a thing that we'd ever be able to comprehend, kind of thing. It'd be like it'd be like trying to describe, you know, a new sense to a person. The only thing that they could do would be to compare it against their other senses, like, you know, like, you know, being able to smell stuff. Like, I mean, you can either smell something or you can't, kind of thing, like. But I guess, like, procedural generation of terrain and procedural generation of characters and lore and culture, kind of thing. And I mean on like a very fine level, kind of thing, like. And see, then you get so into detail that the procedure that's used could be confused for artificial intelligence, kind of thing. The never-ending video game.
Now you will know pain. Why won't
And there's a real comparison, though, I guess, is not only am I a product of the universe that I live in, but I'm comparing any of the things that I could imagine to create against something that already exists in this universe. And the universe has been at trying to make different variations of stuff for a relatively long time, and so far this is the best that it can come up with, which, you know, that's not a derogatory statement, kind of thing, but like just an observation. And then, like, how can you create something original that isn't derivative based off of your only understanding of anything? In today's rant while playing a freaking video game was brought to you by, you know, the smell of the letter green. Like, hey. No.
If it's a fight you want, it's a fight you'll get.
Yeah, I was processing. Are they not bandits? Are they not bad guys? No, I guess they are. I guess they just didn't see me that entire time. What is this brown robe that this guy is wearing?
Well,
oh crap. Brarg. I think the bandit. I think they're fighting the Spriggan. I just thought of something might get a little bit too real as far as my wandering mind and, comparing video games and stuff goes, is like, I mean, if you could make a game that always produced, like, valid content all on its own, like, and I don't mean just like world generation like Minecraft does, but like, it makes its own unique items, it makes its own unique spells and stuff that functions, its own physics kind of thing, and like, I mean, would you really want to play a game that you knew you could never really beat? And like, a lot of people like to play games to feel like they've completed something or beaten something or done something in a way that it's better than other people. And that's their takeaway from it, which, different people enjoy stuff for different reasons, kind of thing. What's that over there? Oh, that's gotta be the cave. And the part that makes it a little bit too real isn't that kind of what we're doing right now? I mean, every person that's alive, aren't they kind of playing the game that they can never win? Chop chop!
Well, look what we've got here. This is the part where you fall down and bleed to death.
Well.
This is the part where you fall down and bleed to death. Die, cur! That the best you can do? Take that! You elves are all the same.
Twirly twirl. We're doing the twirl off here.
I fought mud crabs more fearsome than you. Die, cur!
You're a cur. You cur. Cur that. How's that? Go on, pick your stuff back up. Brarg. Yep, that was a good one. Both in the buzzer and this way. I'll be right back. Oh, a thought just popped into my head again. Like, in the event that they're thinking to themselves, like, dude, totally didn't expect any of that kind of crap. Like, kind of just expected to watch, like, your standard video game stream. And it's like, you're kind of overthinking stuff, no? And then again, like, I would have to bring up the relative nature of things. Is like, for me, that's, you know, that's kind of normal. Is that just body parts sticking out of this? It is. And then the joke I was gonna make is like, well, if you think it's bad on the outside, imagine being inside of my head. Hey, these things hit pretty hard. So if there's land droogs, land drows, droogs, air droogs, would there also be like water droogs? The skeletal. Stricken heavily with skeletosis.
You'll never take me down. case was the last mistake you'll ever make. That the best you can do? I'm just warming up. Jump on my sword while...
Oh. I'm just anticipating, like, the potential reaction of the person that reacts in the way that I'm about to describe. Like, this is not my vain attempt to be, like, pseudo-deep. It's just some stuff that I'm thinking of. And then there's that, is like... I mean... It's like people that are quick to call stuff complicated. And the nice part is that since I have chat off, and I'm not even looking at to see if there's any viewers, so I can't be directing what I'm saying at any particular person, which I'm not directing it at any particular person, but just anticipating that someone would say, well, try to be mean to me. You know, just on the off chance that that does happen. I mean, people that are quick to call things overly complicated are probably not that complicated themselves. And again, I don't, you know... I have no other intentions besides just thinking about, like, all of the stuff I was thinking about before. Like, yeah. I think I've been here before. I have been here before. I think this is where I first started testing out the mind control stuff. Got your axe.
Yeah. Let's get this over.
Oh, wow.
Oh, what's the matter with
Oh, and then there's that question is, well, why would you waste? Well, I mean, there's another one of those where the answer is self-evident and its own self-evidence is, I don't think it's a waste of time to think about that stuff. And then there's that is like, you know, it could be, see, I'm imagining and, well, not really fighting or winning, imaginary potential anticipated arguments of people that things they might say. But the funny part is I'm probably right. Vicious creatures, the mud crabs. So I still haven't gotten this discovered yet. Fort Gold Throat, huh? I think that was a silent spell. What is that? Oh, it's a goblin. Where did this stick go? Did it fall through the world again? No, here it is. So that camp was over here. I can't remember which one it was. Kind of makes me wonder if invisibility covers your sound too. I mean, if it didn't, that would kind of explain like how NPCs can track you when you go invisible during a fight. And then as I ran past the deer, it's like, you think that they would be slightly disturbed by, like, you know, the sound of a big plastic garbage bag full of empty soda cans running past them. Like, thought that rock was a bear. Oh, how's that for timing? No, I didn't know there was a bear here. I thought that this rock was a bear, and I said, ah, there's a bear, and there's a bear. No, I haven't fought a bear. Let's try a power attack. What? The bear just dodged? Oh, jeez. He's really... Is it? Oh, it's a mouse. Oh, this is one of the, what's this place called? Wendelbeck? I don't know if I've been around here or not. No, it doesn't look like I... Well, I guess I have been around here. But have I been around this particular set of water? No. There's probably a Nirn Root somewhere around here. Yep. Dead. No, I think that I don't think it's an oversight so much as they probably just ran out of ideas or variations. But the Lily of the Valley gives you tiger lily nectar, and they have tiger lilies. But since I don't know for sure, it makes me wonder, is it an oversight that they made the Lily of the Valley give you tiger lily nectar? And then what would it really do? Because they've already got so many other alchemy ingredients that, like, it kind of really doesn't matter, but it kind of matters to me in that I know that it's not a tiger lily. Like, why would they leave the flower in the game if they're just gonna slap tiger lily on it? But I can't help but wonder if it was an oversight, or, you know, like, that whole thought process, all the different potential things that it could be. Redwater sloth. Spriggan. I don't know. Should I just nuke her with the spell, or like? Oh, I just figured out how to yield. I guess you hold block and then use the E button. Yeah, I never knew that. I mean, again, because, you know, I just use magic. I've never had a reason to yield to anybody. Because if any time that I accidentally hit, you know, what should be a friendly NPC, I would always just quick load and never try to yield to them. Because why would I want the assault on the character, like? And you know, even just this small amount of time that I've spent hitting stuff with a sharp metal stick in a tin can, I think this is where you come to do the vampire stuff. So I have been a vampire before. What's this? A shovel. Skeletal. But what I was saying is, like, all of the times that I've just decided to go with magic is mostly because I didn't really ever see it being viable that, you know, the non-magic classes really being viable, because in the the beginning of the game, you just get so absolutely destroyed in a fight that it's like, I never realized how, like, anybody could, like, how could you deal with that? Like, how could that be fun to, like, just get annihilated every time and then chug potions and hope that you live through it? Then, like, you know, I do really, really like the magic in the game. But like, I'd see posts on, you know, I'd see posts on Reddit of people saying, doing another hand-to-hand combat. Are they like masochists or something? Like, why would you do that? But no, I see that like once your level is of a certain level, like it really scales back down to be viable. I knew these were the same skeletons. So I guess I gotta head south because it doesn't really seem to be anything up here. So I was already up here and I didn't see anything from here to there. Oh no, there is a cave. Oh, and it's not a criticism so much as an observation. And, you know, me being ignorant of, you know, melee being a viable thing. I mean, my first few fights and not, you know, not being able to kill stuff and like having to struggle with it was enough to make me like, nah, I'm just gonna do magic. But it just requires you to put a little work in, I guess. But comparatively, I mean, the amount of work that you have to put into magic is a lot more, but you also get a lot more out of it. Let's head north. The shrine I've discovered. I think this is what, Nocturnal Shrine? I don't know, it's Pyrite Shrine. On today's episode of my highly subjective opinion, is there any more caves or anything? But yeah, I really think that I've decided that I'm going to go through and do every single cave, fort, and everything else. As long as it takes. Because what else am I going to do, right? I mean... And the idea to do it alphabetically is probably the smartest system. I mean, I don't have to do it that way. I can do a combination of both. But I do at least need an alphabetical list and a notepad that I can put like a tick mark next to for every place that I've done. Just keeping track of it is going to be the hard part. Without that. But so long as I had a full list of everything, I could just pick whatever spot and go in and do it. And just mark it off the list. And then if I did ever have to come back to do it on some stuff for a quest, which not really sure if there's many quests left in the game. Imperial Bridge Inn. I think this is where I gave that guy his book on the rocks that were in that cave. The cheese wedge. Yeah, this is that dude. I'm stealing your cheese. Oh, there's a whole other area up here. I know I'm getting stuck if I go over here. I barely get through the doors. I wonder what he's got to say.
I could spare a moment. What did you need? The lowlands of the Great Forest rise to the upland plateau of the Colovian West.
Mr. Uncanny Valley himself.
Keep yourself safe, my friend.
So you like an escaped necromancer experiment or something? What is attacking me? Oh, the mud crab. Falanu. Falanu. Cthulhu Fatagan. Right there. No. That is a bad wolf. See, I know there's a crown in here because I've gotten it before. It's a spell reflect crown. Mud crabs, guardians of the Nirn Root. And together we combine to form magical crab salad. You know, like, it just popped into my head, like, since apparently they can easily just rescale whatever item they have in the game, why didn't they include, like, a big giant mud crab to fight? Just for fun. Just some, like, you know, monstrously honking mud crab. Shoots like every kind of magic at you. That, like, those are the mud crabs that people are talking about fighting, and not the little ones that you find hanging around the Nirn Roots. You know, like, I never understood why, you know, all the NPCs stand around and talk about mud crabs all the time. Until, you know, like you meet the, you meet the boss mud crab. Is that what they've been talking about the whole time? Those aren't like common. And every time I find a Nirn Root, the thing that jumps into my head is I know I'm gonna have to go back with like a game facts list of Nirn Roots and backtrack every single one of the ones that I have. In order to try to find all of them. Welk. But no, I'm pretty sure the NPCs are talking about the regular mud crabs. They seem to go unnecessarily hard on the poor little mud crab. Disgusting creatures. Like, it's just a mud crab. What did it do to you? Disgusting. Talking junk at me. Well, go bite him or something. Mud crab fights. Get a bunch of mud crabs and you mind control one of them, make them fight the other mud crabs. Is that my mud crab? That is. I mean, I don't think it would be a different one. I was like, why isn't it biting me? Oh, it's because I was invisible. Vicious. The herby derby derby dingy dingy derby derby. Nirn Root. Did it just disarm me? Or did my... Oh, it finally broke. Do I have another sword in here? Oh, I guess I'll use this one. I got Oblivion. Onyx Caverns. About to hit the border, I think. Yep. Yeah, just a whole bunch of nothing out here. Unsurprisingly, right?
I used to think you were a... Can't go into battle with broken equipment. Have a look around. You won't find better prices in all Tamriel. An ex... You... You got a great... A good... Up.
The woofs.
Up. You too. Good day. Goodbye. Hi there. What is it now? What's going on with you? They say that slavery has been abolished in Morrowind. House Dress and Morrowind has always been a troubling place. It seems... Goodbye. Bye.
I'm listening.
Go away.
It just kind of popped up in my head seeing this guy in the garden. Like, I understand it's just a game and everything like that, so... But the thing about working in the garden is like... I mean, and like the same thing with, you know, working in the fields is... Unless you're planting new stuff, you don't have to hoe the dirt anymore. I mean, like, they might be planting new stuff, but it's like... Because it's a video game and a garden, like, I guess, like... You know, you know, you gotta really sell that it's a garden or something because, you know, you gotta make somebody hoe the dirt unnecessarily. But like, once you have tomatoes or something planted in your garden, you don't have to like go and like, you know, dig up the dirt around your plants. I mean, it's probably a bad idea to do that because, I mean, you're gonna mess up the roots for the plants. You're gonna end up killing your tomatoes, like... So... I don't want to say that, you know, I think that whoever it is that designed... I don't want to say, because I can't that in the garden. But, like... I think it's more that it's just, like, a super oversimplification of, like, well, it's a garden, you should put somebody out there that's, you know, hoeing the dirt in the garden, like... And people won't care, people won't, like... And I'm not, you know, it's not a criticism so much as just an observation. Again, like, And I feel the need to clarify that because a lot of times people conflate observation with criticism. It's like, I'm not criticizing the person for walking into the street sign. You know, just totally not paying attention and plowing their face right into the street sign. I'm not criticizing them. I'm not shaming them. I'm just saying I watched them do that. That's what I watched them do with my eyes. Not the same thing. And that's what conflation means. That's what to conflate something means, is to compare two things that don't compare. Like, yeah, I gotta talk to her now.
I'm Hassathil, Heinrich Oakenhall's wife. The life of a sailor's wife isn't an easy one. Heinrich is at sea 9 months out of 10. But Anvil's a friendly town, and the 9 console me. Bye.
And I was a little shocked when she whipped around, a little shocked in how quickly she moved, and like, looking at her profile from this perspective, I thought that she was like an older, like one of the older NPCs. And I'm not sure how good of in good taste it is. And then there immediately the thing that pops up in my head is, well, if you're not sure and it seems like it's in bad taste, it's probably in bad taste, so you should probably not make the joke. I mean, I should probably just leave it at that. Because there's, you know, there's no telling who might be watching the video, and it might be highly inappropriate. Well, I guess it's not that distasteful. You know, like, so long as I phrase it properly, but like, and it is only just for the sake of the joke, because I do recognize, you know, it is just an NPC in a game, so like, just gotta kill the horse absolutely to death with the thoroughness of my explanations. But no, when she whipped around, I thought it was an old NPC, so I was shocked. It's like, oh wow, actually kind of cute for an NPC. And then like, the first thing that she starts talking about is, oh, so your husband's out at sea, huh? Ha 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 ha. Yeah, and see, that was a joke that I was worried about.
May the wind be on your back.
No, but really though, like, if you have tomato plants, and like, if you're not planting a new plant in your garden, you don't have to hoe the dirt. You do that once to like air.
Just one.
Oops, that wasn't the right thing.
Look at the muscles on you.
And you know, since I just now got one of those skill points in restoration, and I'm pretty sure that these last 5 points shouldn't take that long because I got a bunch of them in the other stuff. I think that my restoration spells are just way too complicated. And I say I think because I don't really know for certain, but like... And part of me, the part of it like that makes me think that they might be too complicated is even the game, when you open the spell book, doesn't know what tab to open it to. So like if I go to target, it doesn't select the spell for me. If I go to like on self, it doesn't select the target for it. If I go to like, I mean like, and then there's the mysticism spell that has detect life, well, rather than guess and try to remember, it's this one. The game doesn't know what to open it to. If you go to all, it works just fine because it goes by the name, but like the one selected here, but it selects it for target. And then there's that, is it doesn't consistently select it for target. But now, because I said that, now it's going to do that, like. Nope, there it goes. Which kind of makes me wonder, is it just too complicated and I'm not getting mysticism off of this? Because I don't think my mysticism is at 100 either. I don't think I've been getting points in it since I made that spell. I don't think the telekinesis is messing it up. I think that it's just too complicated to get me points in it, but
What's going on?
as soon as I cast that major respite spell that was just a simple restoration spell, I mean, it gave me points in it. That's the first point in it that I've gotten in a long time. Like, even as often as I cast my healing spell, and even as often as I cast my sprint spell,
Heard that the Nords of Skyrim.
and then there's that, is I know that complicated spells will still give me points in the School of Magic, but I think what's happening is because I'm casting the telekinesis and it's getting absorbed, I think it's counting it as a failed spell every time, even though it's giving me all the effects of the spell. But as far as the game is concerned, as far as like it giving me experience points toward, you know, getting a point in that School of Magic, I'm pretty sure it counts it as a failed spell because it gets absorbed. So I should have been at 100 by now, which I kind of don't want to. I don't want to lose the telekinesis because it restores my magic and allows me to recast it. But I mean, so long as I keep that on my bar and just use that. I mean, they don't have to have a telekinesis component in them, but they do to restore magic. But it appears that trying to do it with and gain levels on it is not going to work with the telekinesis. So I should have gotten points by now. So let me remake my heal spell here.
Anytime, friend.
And I don't even remember what the old version was called. It was like 0 heal, I think. Yeah, I'm just gonna call it 0 heal. And invis, I guess heal invis, or H heal invis too. Sure.
Right here.
Or heal invis -1. Do I already have one called heal invis -1? And yeah, I forgot that fast. Oh yeah, okay, so it's gonna be heal invis -2. Because I don't really care about the magic regen per each spell. I mean, it was a cool thing to test, but since it doesn't appear that it's given me any levels on anything, it's kind of not helping me do the thing that I want to do. So, let me pause this stream and copy this without the telekinesis. I think it's Chromatic Touch 3 is the one that I should be on. Yeah, Chromatic Touch 3. M-Desk Chromatic Touch 3. No, I mean, I may as well just use this one rather than remake it. But yeah, I think I'm gonna call it a stream here.
I like
Got some exploration done. Collected some more Nirn Roots.
say it.
Well, thank you for watching, and thank you for subscribing. I'm clicking the button right now.